What is going on, everybody? Hope you're having the best day ever. Unless you're not subscribed, because then in that case I hope you're having actually a really bad day. But you can fix that by subscribing to me right now. So just go ahead, push that button. I'm waiting. No, it's alright. I know you didn't push it. So let's get on with the video. Today, pretty much, I just heard this really cool bass line in a song. I'll play a clip for you now. So can you hear that? It's nice 80s stuff. At least I think it was made in the 80s. But it's just got cool synth and stuff. And I kind of I lifted the bass line off it. And just the first three notes, I lifted it. Like that. And then kind of just put my own kind of spin on it. And hopefully you will know that I really like kind of G-funk, West Coast music and stuff. But I don't really... I don't really know how to make it. I'm not good at making it, really. I don't really find funky samples. My main thing in hip-hop is soul and jazz and stuff. So that's what I make with the MPC. But this, I think these days in Logic, it's really easy to just kind of put down what you want. So let me just show you what I did. Like in the G-Funk video that I did up here, I'm using the same kit. And I didn't really go too in-depth because... I didn't really expect this beat to come out how it did, so I just kind of put this down. Just pretty solid, stuff like that. And then I got this loop from any 80s song ever. Time stretched it a bit, took out the bass, and then I put this sample delay on it to take it into stereo so that that rim shot on the drum machine kind of goes into each ear. And I think that just really brings it together. So that was the drums. And then obviously I lifted the bass line. Kind of put my own spin on stuff. Did a few, kind of scale flicks and stuff. Like with the modulation and stuff like that, which I thought sounded pretty cool. And what I was really surprised at is how much stuff you can get out of Logic in terms of like sounds and stuff. So obviously I've used quite a lot of presets actually. So this is just electric bass. I cleaned it up a bit. I took the release off and stuff, and I just think it sounds really cool. That's not really too much of an EQ. I just boosted it where the kick wasn't hitting so that they kind of fit well together. And then I think this sound here, the filter soul, and then I took the bass off because I only wanted the top bit. It's just really where it's at, really. So listen to it. So I didn't want this last tail, so I just drew this in. I copy and pasted it from above. I just drew in 16th notes and I just layered it over. And that kind of wow effect that it has, I think really steps up the game. So let's just check out the bass on its own. Okay, now check it out with this. And I only put that on those three notes going up to kind of really make it cut through, because the pianos and stuff take up quite a lot of space, and it just sounds really cool. It sounds proper like something that would come out of the Moog synthesizer. And that's pretty much what I based this whole song off, just like loads of ear candy weird sounds. So from here, the ES1, that's a pretty mad sound, because let's see what it sounds like originally. Just like that. And then I put on this fuzz, like a wah pedal that you get on a guitar. Like that. Channel EQ and then sample delay. The sample delay, I think, makes this track what it is as well, because if you've got a stereo sound, if you turn the channel into stereo, you can actually you can separate it further by putting a delay on one of the channels. Don't put it on both. You can put it on left, but keep the right at 0, obviously. Don't do it in samples, because that's to do with the tempo. Put it in milliseconds, and anything between about 10 or 20 milliseconds, you start to hear a bigger separation. Obviously, if you go kind of up here, it pans across, and obviously that's cool if you're going for that kind of a thing, but it just, if you just kind of want a more separated sound, it's definitely not the way to go. So, but if you put it like too short, there's a point where it starts to phase, and that's here. And if not, it just sounds right in the middle. So anywhere between about 20 and 10 is good. And you can really hear it in both ears. So this kind of sound is what the whole thing is, like this sound up here. You know, that's all stuff. I put chorus on it, which separates it and obviously adds more harmonics, so you can hear. And then with the chorus. So if you're listening to this with headphones or like proper speakers, that should be really cool, and you should be able to hear that properly. What I also did here was add in just like this piano, because when you play it, I was really finding it hard to just bring everything together. So if I take all this out, and I started off with literally just obviously the bass, drums and piano. I mean, it sounds cool. Then we just add in the piano. And if you've been paying attention to any of the beats that I make in Logic, you know I cannot play chords. So, yeah, you guessed it. I put on chord trigger, and obviously my favorite setting is minor, 7th and 9th, because it's minor, and 7th and 9th it's like some jazz thing. Sounds pretty cool. And I literally just went and just played that, and then I got this pad sound just going over that. Put tremolo on it again so it doesn't take up too much space. Might put a slight cut on that as well so it doesn't clash with the Rhodes, but it just sounds super cool. And nothing too like aggressive, no massive attacks or anything, because it's kind of just really supposed to be just in the background, just kind of bringing everything together, and the bass and drums is really what kind of hits you. And then this I just kind of messed around with loads of sounds. So I put some stereo delay on it to make it more interesting. Like that. And obviously it kind of all works with just everything really. And then this thing down here, the super fat Moog thing, is kind of like a Daft Punk thing, I thought. And it basically just comes in after the bass. It's that thing with the wah on it. And it kind of just goes like, I just played it in like that. It's pretty simple. It doesn't add too much, but I think it just sounds cool. Again, I did that separation thing. And then this thing, I actually watched a Bruno Mars video, you know, in 24K Magic, where he's kind of just adding the chords on it. And I just thought that sounded cool. So that's pretty much the track. And just kind of going around, seeing what sounds work with each other, using the same like effects, because sometimes, you know, I pretty much used the chorus, that stereo thing, and I just used pretty much that on all of them. And it just kind of brings it all together, really. So if you want the setting here, I've called it Oddie Wow preset, because that's the preset from the Tyrell N6 thing, which is also free. So that's pretty cool. Basically, just copy this down, screenshot. That's like a third, 64, and then I press D mode. Not sure what that means, but it sounds pretty cool. And when you turn it off, just listen to the synth sound. Really not feeling it. Now we add the secret sauce. Like that sounds proper cool. the thing I really like about this is that every bit plays its part. Like I can mute any one of these and you can instantly hear a difference. Especially this filter sorbet, because listen to this. It just adds so much more stuff to the bass. And don't be afraid to use stuff like modulation on the bass, because up here, obviously in the really high notes, it's kind of, it doesn't muddy it up if you obviously like vibrato the notes or whatever it is, like that. But on the bass, you obviously might think that if you come down here, or adding pitch bends and stuff, you know, you might muddy it up because it won't be a proper note and it'll just take up too much space. But really just go for it. Like if you're doing a slide, like, so yeah, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the beat, drop a like. If you're not subscribed and want to have a better day, then definitely subscribe, because I've got more videos coming. I've got more MPC stuff coming, I've got more record stuff coming, lots of more stuff coming, so you don't want to miss it. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, have a good rest of the week, and I'll see you in the next one.